Hey guys, hope everything is going well. You guys know that drill. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below. Follow me on IG at AIH Finance and follow me on my finance channel at AIH Finance. Okay, so I wanted to review some of the same information that I've showed in the past, but I do want to add a few more details to what I have not added before or that I haven't added before. And I think it's important to understand these concepts as we are going through a sports card decline, you could say a crypto crash. And yeah, a lot of people are obviously on edge. I've seen the comments on my channel. I've seen comments all over Twitter. A lot of people are just uptight. And I think if you just look at just basic information that's out there, you can go to your database at your library. I was pulling some of this information off of the Chicago Tribune articles from the 1980s, 1990s, I believe. And I'm sure that if you go to your library, you could even probably log on from your home. I think you need a library card. And many libraries probably have the information. You just got to do their own digging. You know, the problem with our system, like as Robert Kiyosaki says, is that there's no good financial education in schools. And a lot of people just don't know just these basics. And if you know the basics, I mean, it could probably help you out when to get in and when not to get in. But anyways, I'm over at madeinbed.co.uk, and it's talking about the art market, but the art market is similar to sports cards, part of the collectibles arena. And this is, I think, probably one of the most important concept. It says, however, a rising interest rate cycle can drastically increase the cost of owning art, and with it, its cost of opportunity when compared to other investment opportunities. Higher interest rates prioritize savings over borrowing, and holding onto your art does not generate any annual income and yield itself, contrary to other assets like government bonds. According to James Goodwin, author of International Art Markets, the Essential Guide for Collectors and Investors, the art market has been adversely affected during periods in which the borrowing increased as a response to inflation. Does that ring a bell today, guys? As a market, especially linked to lending, constituting one of the only ways of obtaining capital from the assets during the period of tenure, art negatively correlates with increased interest rates. In my opinion, you could substitute art with sports cards and now even crypto. I mean, I look at it for precious metals, but precious metals didn't go up to the extent as sports cards did, as you could say some art did, some collectibles, Bitcoin, and other crypto coins out there. So just once again, higher interest rates prioritize savings over borrowing, and holding onto your art does not generate any annual income and yield itself. And the other important part, art negatively, you could substitute art with the collectibles arena. It negatively correlates with increased interest rates. Now, on the other hand, if interest rates are going down, you could potentially see an increase in collectibles. Not all the time though, but let's just take a look. You know, one of the charts that I showed earlier, you know, I get asked questions about what's your proof of all this. I've shown in many videos, but you know, I'll show it again. And that article that I just showed pretty much sums it all. So, you know, 87 crash, right? A lot of people were buying up alternative assets because they wanted to get away from the stock market. And Greenspan at the time was just decreasing interest rates like crazy. But once again, it's not only about decreasing interest rates, it's about real rates versus positive interest rates. And you can just go to vintagetextile.com just to understand all this, or watch my other videos. Anyways, when the bull market was happening in cards from 87 to 93, you notice that interest rates were going down, specifically real interest rates. And then they started to raise interest rates like crazy in 94, the bond bubble, and you had positive interest rates. Now today, and even if you look at the 1980s, right, you could see that, Volcker was aggressively raising interest rates, and you had really positive interest rates. And I showed articles from the Tribune from that time frame where collectibles took a deep hit. Gold and silver took a deep hit. The art market took a deep hit. Any collectibles market took a deep hit. And what I like looking at, today, just from looking at interest rates from a positive or negative basis, I look at the tips, right? And what happened? The Federal Reserve was aggressively starting to raise interest rates, and now we have positive interest rates, just looking at the 10-year Treasury inflation protected securities. So, it's just history repeating itself, and a lot of people didn't know that, And if you could just look at this once again, just read this carefully, right? A rising interest rate cycle can drastically increase the cost of owning art, and with its cost of opportunity when compared to other investment opportunities. So, and the other important part, just read this again. The art market has been adversely affected during periods in which the rate of borrowing increased as a response to inflation. So I'm just looking at all of this, right? And if you're just thinking, I'm not recommending you when to buy or sell, but if I'm buying, I want basically an economy in a huge downturn like 2008. There were good opportunities in sports cards based on the data that I was looking at. Or if you want to look at 2018 when I was getting back in, and they had positive interest rates. Even though the economy wasn't collapsing, I believe the markets were on edge, but, good buying opportunity for Hall of Famers. And time where they're decreasing interest rates from late 2018 onwards, then you had, negative interest rates. It was a time where people should have been unloading, specifically in 2021, especially when the economy was opening back up. And then not only that, you had the increase of supply coming about since PSA opened up. And if you want to go back to the 1990s, right, you had increased supply also play a role in this, and also the strike. So in my opinion, it's not the most difficult concept. I mean, I followed this for years. I understand some people may have some trouble, but this is all it is, right? And someone like Nassim Taleb was talking about Bitcoin taking a huge hit when interest rates would go up. He's totally right. Because he understands the concept of real interest rates. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this. Remember to, man, I'm just coughing. I need some water. But anyways, guys, remember to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below, guys. Thank you. Bye.